Hello, people. Now, I'm posting this in 3 in the morning. I shouldn't do this at all. But you know what? When sleep doesn't get you, games will. Two things. One, if you're my friend watching this video, I am so sorry for texting you at like the crack of dawn. I just felt like it'd be funny, and you know what? It kinda is funny, so I will continue being annoying. But, second off, this is just for pure entertainment. I'm not gonna have much to talk about in this video, so I'm gonna start rambling off about random things. So if you guys don't like random rambling about funny things or me talking about my friend, just go ahead, click off this video. It's not for you. So as I'm waiting, I want to play some Snake, just to see. And to any player who plays this game, I kind of want to see whether or not you can get Escort better than this. So I'm going to speed this up. And, well, I'll just either let you guys see this entirely, which I probably will because I'm too lazy to edit, or I'm just going to cut to the end when I actually lose. So, enjoy. Oh, I got a score of 946. If you guys could do better, go ahead and do this, I guess. But, going on. I know my friend probably doesn't know about this channel at all. But, if you do, please do not be angry at me for sending you TikToks about Scooby-Doo, huh? Do not be angry because I couldn't sleep. Ain't no way. Is this guy fooled by two people? Oh my god, he is. He has no clue. He's so clueless. This guy is so clueless. Anyways. It's probably not gonna be my turn at all. It seems like it's not. Yeah, it's not. I'm gonna start playing Mimic. Mostly because I found out he's actually pretty overpowered. And you pretty much never need to use speed, surprisingly enough. Like, I've won matches without using speed because the stamina drain for stealth and strength is so unbelievably slow that you have way more time to run over survivors. Now, you don't have more stamina than survivors, but you have way less stamina drain. Also, I want to be the person to say this here. How is Mimic and Ennard getting tired? Aren't they like machines? You know, they don't get tired. But no, apparently you still just suffered the pain of stamina loss. But, one thing I would like to get from my comments is, what do you think is the best skin at all, just out of any of the killers? Which one do you think has the best, what do you think is the best skin in this game? Not for a specific killer, I'm not saying best skin for Mimic or Springtrap or Ennard. Literally any single skin for the killers. Which one do you think is the best? Now I'm definitely expecting either Hope, Springtrap, or Anomaly, Ennard. I'm expecting either of those two. But like, if you guys really like Mimic skin, like Ruined or Incident, I'm pretty sure it's called, nothing's wrong for liking a Mimic skin the most. They're not exactly the best. Well, I hate Springtrap so much. You dumbass. I'm sorry for cussing, but seriously, you had any attempt to do as much damage as possible. I really hate Springtrap mains. Yeah, no, literally, one thing I generally hate about Springtrap is the fact how they decided to buff him, even though he was already the best killer in the game, just by himself. Like, why did they do that? There was no reason at all to do it, but they still did it. Like, he is tied for the most stamina for a killer, alongside Ennard. He has the ability to basically shut down any chase within literal seconds, as you saw. Said chase enders also completely immobilizes people. So there is no reason to even attempt to stop yourself from dying.
Hey, get back here.
Like, it's kind of annoying going against a Springtrap main because they are either completely new to the game because Springtrap's the starter killer, or they are the most annoying players on Earth. And I don't think I'm gonna need to be the person to say this. He's kind of the best killer in the game. Sorry, he's the most unfair killer in the game. I get it, they're all unfair because this game released like, what, not even a week ago? Not even 2 weeks ago? But still, just by itself, Springtrap is like completely unfair. There is nothing that makes him difficult by any means. Like, quite literally nothing makes it difficult for him. Like, unless you are completely new and you have absolutely no clue what you're doing. By far, he's the best killer in the game. I'm surprised that, like, they buffed him because he was already pretty strong as he is, and then they buffed his traps, which is the most overpowered part of him. Also, did they add traps for Springtraps as a play, or did they add traps for Springtrap as a play on words for his name? You know, Springtrap, he places traps, like, in his name. Also, I kind of find it ironic how, like, they are waiting for Scott's permission of using the names, as if they aren't using the characters. Like, yeah, you use the exact same character, but slap a different name, and suddenly copyright just doesn't matter. Yeah. Let me do that for the Area 51 Jason. Which, by the way, is the only reason why Forsaken had to turn Jason into Slasher. Because it wasn't Friday the 13th that they were worried about. It was about escaping Area 51, which was a way older game by... Oh yeah, can I mention how annoying it is for survivors to do that barricade thing, where they wait for you to hit it, and then the second you do, they just immediately break free of it and stun you? I get it, it's kind of meant to do that, but like, it's kind of annoying because they can just abuse it as many times as they want. And sure, you automatically kick the door down if they do it 5 times. But like, nothing's stopping them from spreading it out to the point where a chase takes the entire night. And I've seen players do that, where they can just make the most skilled players spend the entire night getting loot. I'm saying night because, technically speaking, if it's following FNAF logic with 12 to 6, it's technically still a night. Also, why is this guy constantly using his axe? Ironically enough, without his axe, he's better. Sure, you can't use your traps, but you're faster than said survivor. Also, I'm not saying that they should do this, but I feel like it'd be better to do this. And that's... Springtrap can disarm his own traps and pick them back up. Like, that's a good example. He wanted to remove that trap so he can place it down somewhere else. But he couldn't. The idea that you can collect your own traps and place them down somewhere else would kind of make it better, because, like, let's say this is a spot you do want to protect, but there's a trap somewhere over there. You can just walk over, collect it, and then place it down somewhere else. Basically, you can disarm your own traps, is what I'm trying to say. It would make it much easier. But that's just a rework idea, not a balance change idea. For balance changing, I definitely feel like Springtrap should have smaller traps. Not only on a fair term, because they were already pretty big as they were. Sure, they weren't as huge as they are now, but you could definitely still shut down most areas with one trap. But on also a logical standpoint, because they didn't make the traps look bigger, they're still the same exact size, so how are you getting trapped by the air? Yeah, you walk around it, but you still end up trapped by it. Also, is this Springtrap getting looped the entire time? Yeah, he is. That's something else I want to point out. Loops against killers is like the one thing that makes this game balanced. The only way you can ever survive against a killer is by looping. I almost lost a round as Mimic because someone looped the entire LMS. And this guy's actually going to lose because of this. Yeah, he's going to lose. It's 5:59 and this guy is even in his injured state. You could just walk right past Springtrap without any care. Also, by the way, the survivors and killers will lose if they are...
Proceed to the exit safely.
If the survivor time reaches 6:30, or the time reaches 6:30. Everyone loses if that happens. The survivor and the killer. So, my best recommendation is just at least attempt to leave the building before it reaches 6:30. Especially if you're survivor, and if you're killer, then just try everything you can to stop the survivor from reaching the exit. Since I don't want to say this is like the best idea, but it's either you win or nobody wins. The best way to do that is by preventing the survivor to leave entirely. Simply put into simple terms, if you can't win, then nobody can. Just make sure they don't win. Now, if a survivor already exited, you still lose even if you kill the others, since all it takes is one survivor exiting for the survivors to win. Everybody doesn't even need to make it to the exit for them to win. It's just one person needs to reach it. But going back on my loopers thing, if they nerf the killers, which I'm expecting because they are very overpowered in the states they're at, then they should definitely do something against looping to make it equally as fair. Because the only way I can describe this is that looping makes killers unable to do anything. Now, I saw this on the Discord server, and this is kind of clever. Against teamers, you can't really do anything. Because teamers with the killer and survivor is actually a clever way of teaming. And that is, one teamer shuts the door as the killer teamer kills the survivor because they can't exit. Now, I didn't think of that at all until I saw that Discord thing, that Discord suggestion. But that's actually really clever at someone pointing that out with the barricades. Because I'm pretty sure in a recent patch, you know, the one that added all the other skins, that they made it so you can only hold the door for a maximum of 30 seconds. At least I think. Who knows? I'm not 100% sure on, but I think they limited the amount of time in general. Now, I'm not sure if it's exactly 30, but they did say that they will... I can't move. Oh yeah, can I mention how annoying that is? Sometimes barriers will just be so unnecessary, yet will prevent me from moving entirely. Like, I feel like a simple change is that crouching should allow you to go through objects that are crouch height, like these table legs. And of course, this person's doing the machine. This guy's just been running around doing all the objectives. He did that one, he did one across the map. He just completed that one. I'm probably never going to get killer in this lobby, so I might just server hop. In which then I would have to restart this video because I don't want to have one video containing 2 servers. Because then that would get confusing to get used to. Unless it's one of those videos where I try to show off skins for... the... Also, one thing I want to mention is just how completely useless the crouch feature is. There's no reason to even have it. If the killer gets near, he'll still hear the chase theme, so he'll know you're nearby. In which then defeats the purpose of even having the crouch, because... Wow, that guy's just screwed. That guy is just cornered off. We all just abandoned him so fast. We threw him away like junk. Yeah, you're no longer a use to us. You became a liability, huh? Also, could I mention how easy it is to complete all objectives? Ironically enough, teamwork makes it impossible to have plenty of time as killer. Unless you're Springtrap, because he's overpowered. But definitely by far, like, the second any team is, like, experienced, they're gonna do the machines in, like, 3 seconds, and you're gonna immediately have no time to waste. Like, you're gonna go from, like, oh, 12, and then, like, the time just goes up by 30 instead of 1. Like, you'll see it go from, like, 12 to 12:30 to 1 to 1:30 to 2, and then it's just straight to 4:30, and you're just like, yep, I guess I'm just gonna lose this round. Well, I guess I'm screwed. It's over. There's no hope. But one thing I want to point out for Mimic that's pretty overpowered in my opinion, is just how utterly useless it is to use other modes when it comes to stealth and strength. You have such little stamina drain with specifically stealth that, like, strength becomes useless because you move slower than normal, slower than stealth. In return, you gain slightly more damage. Well, you gain a bit more, but let's be real here. With strength, you're not going to be able to have any time to catch up to survivors. So you're going to have to use speed. And speed just makes it completely useless to even attack, since you deal a tiny amount of damage. Like, lowest amount of damage in any sort of... out of all the killers, he does the littlest in that mode. Damn! I just saw that bro got executed on the spot. He got hit and just incinerated on the spot. Well, like, Mimic, the only reason you should ever use... Yay. Last man standing, I think. Is he looking for me, or is he looking for the other guy? Talking about how the other guy is completely new, he's probably looking for me. Yeah, he's looking for me because he knows the customer will be an easy last man standing. He's suspecting himself of wanting an easy last man standing. In which I find that annoying because there's no way you can anti-cheese new player equals easy last man standing. But definitely by far, that's just something that sucks in general. Like, just kind of... Holy ankles. Ankles have been stolen. Yeah, you should keep notes of that. You can parry his charge. Oh, you have an axe? Guess what? I also have one. You want to see what happens when you get hit by it? You know, I feel ashamed of looping this guy, but like, he's also trying to get an easy last man standing, and he's going far enough to target me for this long, so like, I shouldn't really feel bad. Especially since he's been doing this for like, since 4:30. It's now 5:20. So that's like 50 minutes worth of targeting. Sorry, 50 in-game minutes worth of targeting. Like, can you really feel bad? Well, I was hoping he would be too greedy for an attack. I actually hate that so much. I can't even do anything. God, I hate targeters in this game. I hate targeters in every game. So much targeting for no reason. Sorry that you suck at the game and you can't catch me without wasting most of the time. Look at this. And I'm pretty sure these two are friends. These two have like similar avatars. And like, it would be ironic if not only the friends save each other for the last man standing, but he's also completely new to the game. Like, can I just point out how absolutely annoying that is? Like, you're saving the most newest player for last man standing because you can't handle losing to another player. How much of a skill issue do you have? But yeah, this round is just mainly just to show why there is barely any use out of using the other two. Like, yeah, I'm definitely suspecting this guy and the last man standing guy of being friends. Because if you look at their avatars, they're kind of not that different. Like, this guy has like a more fancy pants look, and then this guy has, yet again, another sort of fancy pants looking look. Like, these two kind of look similar. Now, similarities doesn't mean connections, but like, usually when people have almost identical outfits, they are usually just teaming. And would it be ironic how he left him specifically for last man standing, and more importantly, didn't want to go after anyone else? Also, can I mention, like, the forest is like the best map for Mimic. Also, can I mention, this isn't really unfair. It's just kind of annoying. Let me in! Okay, why is someone just AFK? Damn, he knew what I was gonna do. The meme! It's still so funny doing it. Also, I'm just cornering this guy off. Where are you? You're unable to go anywhere. Watch, stealth mode puts me at average speed. Also, why are you just spamming it? Okay, I targeted him for a little while, but at least I didn't take 50 minutes to catch him. Also, like, stealth mode gives him two abilities. One that I feel like shouldn't really fit this mode, and the other is just straight up annoying. Not unfair, just annoying. First off is the drill. Why have this?
Continued resistance will result in disciplinary action.
Okay, this guy is just completely AFK. I'm just gonna try to get this guy as soon as I can. Just... Now that everyone has been dealt with and I can just deal with the simple or the mediocre players, look at how little I'm... Oh, you just... Oh, I swapped to the wrong mode. I was gonna... I wonder... Oh, for a second I thought it worked. I was gonna say, ain't no way I managed to do it. Watch. Parry? Knew it. You're so predictable. I cannot be screaming that loud. The mimic! Where are you going? You know what? Since this guy seems pretty predictable, I actually want to go get the other guy. Now, I'm not calling this guy bad, but I definitely am going to say that the other guy might be a bigger problem. Considering that he's trying to do machines right now. The mimic! I love that so much. Let me swap modes. Just go ahead, barricade the door. Have you not learned? Okay, that was kind of my fault. Also, can I mention just how good this last man standing is? Literally the only use for speed is just the jump. Oh dang, I thought I could cut him off. Let me in! Parry? You're just so predictable. What?
This location is unauthorized.
Goodbye. Drill time. Also, could I mention how borderline boring the Mimic's outro is? It's literally just a close-up on him. But yeah, that just shows that his modes kinda have use, but like, for not their intended purpose. Jump is just a good way to cut off survivors, and strength is just for strength. They're not really that useful otherwise. And sure, he's not meant to have much useful. I think you're not getting the point here. He's not really useful. Doppelganger is by far the most overpowered killer in the game. Sorry, he's not called Doppelganger. He's called Ennard. And I'll make a video about this eventually. I'll try to post maybe tomorrow. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.